So, let's talk about AI. It's everywhere, right? Powering your phone's camera, suggesting your next show, quietly reshaping entire industries. For years, one name has dominated the conversation: NVIDIA. They make the GPUs, the graphics cards powering this revolution. They're the undisputed king of the hill. It feels like they're so far ahead that catching them is almost impossible. But what if I told you there's another company you've probably never heard of? They're not trying to copy NVIDIA. They're building something fundamentally different. So ambitious it makes a standard GPU look like a toy. This company is Cerebras Systems. By the end, you'll know what they're building, how big this could get, and whether they're the real deal or just hype. At its heart, Cerebras isn't just another chip company. They are a systems company, obsessed with solving a very specific problem: the communication bottleneck in AI training. When you're training a massive language model or a complex scientific simulation, the biggest slowdown isn't always the raw processing speed, it's the time it takes to move data between all the different chips in a cluster. Think of it like a huge construction project. You might have the world's fastest cranes and bulldozers, but if your workers are all stuck in traffic, the project grinds to a halt. That traffic jam is what Cerebras is designed to eliminate. So, what are they actually building? The flagship product is the Cerebras CS2, now the CS3 system, both powered by their wafer-scale engine, the WSE. Forget everything you know about a typical CPU or GPU that fits in the palm of your hand. The WSE is a single chip, 56 times larger than the largest GPU from NVIDIA, a dinner plate-sized slab of silicon, packed with an astronomical number of processing cores, millions, built from the ground up to keep data and processing in one place, on-chip memory. They are building a specialized supercomputer in a box. They've gone all in, a single hyper-integrated system versus a distributed cluster of smaller chips. That ambition is backed by serious funding. A recent $1.1 billion raise, not pocket change. It signals a credible shot at a piece of the multi-trillion-dollar AI infrastructure market. This isn't a scrappy garage startup anymore. It's a well-funded, technically proven company executing. So let's break down this beast of a chip, the Wafer Scale Engine, or WSE. The latest version, the WSE3, is an absolute marvel of engineering. Imagine a standard silicon wafer, about 12 inches in diameter. NVIDIA would normally carve this wafer up into hundreds of chips. Intel would too. Cerebras uses the whole wafer. It covers an entire silicon wafer, 46,000 square millimeters, built on a 5-nanometer process, and packs a staggering 4 trillion transistors. By comparison, a top GPU has about 100 billion. This is a completely different league. But transistors alone aren't the whole story. The WSE3 features 900,000 AI-optimized compute cores. A high-end GPU is like a Swiss Army knife. It's versatile and does many things well: gaming, graphics, AI. The Cerebras WSE is like a custom-built sniper rifle, built for one task: accelerate the math at the heart of neural networks. All 900,000 cores are optimized for sparse matrix multiplications. The WSE3 has 44 gigabytes of on-chip SRAM, super fast memory. In a GPU cluster, a chip often must fetch data from another chip or from slower, off-chip memory. Those fetches waste time. Cerebras keeps everything on one massive fabric. The cores are interconnected by a high-bandwidth, low-latency network. Data can move between any of the 900,000 cores at blistering speed, eliminating the communication bottleneck of clustered chips. The WSE keeps computation local, like a single massive factory where raw materials go in and a finished product comes out, versus dozens of smaller workshops shipping parts back and forth. By integrating everything on one piece of silicon, Cerebras creates a far more efficient, streamlined, and faster system for training the largest AI models. It's a brute force solution, and an incredibly elegant one. At full scale, their systems claim performance scaling up to 256 exaflops. Why it matters? It enables frontier LLMs, drug discovery, physics simulations, and national security AI that once needed tens of thousands of GPUs. Money talks. And in deep tech, a billion-dollar funding round screams. September 2025, they raised $1.1 billion at an $8.1 billion valuation. Investors include Fidelity, Tiger Global, Valor Equity Partners, and 1789 Capital. Not inexperienced VCs, sophisticated, homework-done investors. Partnerships: Meta for large model training, AWS for cloud integration, Mistral AI on cutting-edge LLMs, and US government and defense for security. Global expansion includes deals with G42 in Abu Dhabi and Saudi Aramco, pending US approval. IPO plans are on hold due to national security review. The G42 Alliance is building Condor Galaxy, 9 interconnected AI supercomputers delivering 36 exaflops of AI compute, a globally distributed Cerberus cloud for healthcare and climate research. Proof the tech can run at immense scale. These deals build an ecosystem around the hardware. Best chip alone isn't enough. You need customers, software support, and a clear path to market. Partnering with national labs, major corporations, and international powerhouses proves systems are enterprise-grade, not just prototypes. Cerebras systems can shrink training timelines from months to days, or from weeks to hours, transforming how R&D is done. In drug discovery, teams can run complex protein folding and molecular simulations, test more hypotheses, and potentially get life-saving medicines to market faster. Lawrence Livermore and Argonne deploy the tech for demanding national missions and materials science. Energy companies model complex fluid dynamics to find reserves more efficiently. Problems with trillions of data points without cluster slowdowns. By making it faster and easier to train trillion-parameter models, Cerebras helps democratize frontier AI for universities, startups, and enterprises. So let's get to the main event, Cerebras versus NVIDIA. This isn't a straightforward apples-to-apples comparison. NVIDIA is the undisputed champion, the Goliath. Their GPUs are the Swiss Army knives of the AI world, supported by a massive and mature software ecosystem called CUDA. If you're a developer, chances are you already know their tools. A deep moat that's hard to cross. Cerebras is the challenger, a specialized, very powerful sling. The WSE is the sniper rifle. It's built for one purpose: training massive AI models faster than anyone else by eliminating communication bottlenecks. For the largest, most complex models, a single Cerebras system can outperform clusters with hundreds, even thousands, of GPUs. They didn't force a new language. Their stack integrates with TensorFlow and PyTorch. Data scientists can take GPU cluster code and, with minimal changes, run it on Cerebras, lowering barriers to adoption. So, who wins? For now, it's not zero-sum. NVIDIA likely continues to dominate smaller model training and especially inference. Cerebras is carving a lucrative niche at the extreme high end, training trillion-parameter models that strain distributed GPUs. They aren't trying to replace NVIDIA everywhere. They're trying to beat them where it matters most for the future of AI. Despite the incredible technology and massive funding, the road ahead is not without challenges. First, market adoption. Enterprises are conservative. Companies have spent years and billions around NVIDIA's GPUs. Cerebras must prove it's faster and worth the cost and effort of switching. Another risk: dependency on ever bigger models. What if growth slows? What if the industry pivots towards smaller, more efficient models, or new algorithms need far less compute? That could shrink Cerebras's target market. Then there's NVIDIA. They're not standing still. NVLink and NVSwitch aim to speed GPU to GPU communication. With immense resources, they'll defend their position with new products. Finally, manufacturing economics are brutal. Dinner plate-sized chips are complex. Yields are guarded. Risks are higher. Supply chain hiccups could hit deliveries. Scaling globally will test operations. Looking ahead, their roadmap is clear. WSE1, WSE2, WSE3, each with more cores, more memory, more performance. It's a safe bet. WSE4 is in the works with next-gen nodes and refinements for even larger models. Their massive processor grid hints at potential beyond today's deep learning. Possibilities include quantum simulation and neuromorphic computing. The platform may be more versatile than it first appears. This matters in late 2025. The AI infrastructure wave is in full swing, with hundreds of billions being invested. Decisions made today on hardware and platforms will echo for a decade. Cerebras offers a compelling alternative as the market hungers for more power. Cerebras is betting everything on one radical idea: bigger is better. If they're right, this $8 billion startup could become the NVIDIA of the future. If they're wrong, it could all collapse. Will they dethrone NVIDIA? Probably not entirely. But could they become a major pillar of AI hardware at the high end? Absolutely. Do you think Cerebras can dethrone NVIDIA? Or is this overhyped? Subscribe for deep dives into groundbreaking companies before they hit the mainstream.